It's just enough where if you're a new fan, it's interesting, but if you're an old fan, it's not so different where you're like, what the fuck are they doing? The new album's called The Concrete Confessional. It's different from the last album in the sense that we just upped the ferocity, you know, more speed, a little bit more solos, technicality, some slight differences with the vocals, not so much the tone or the screaming, but just the dynamic of it. There's some different areas of my voice that I found, like on songs like Something's Off or a song like From Grace We've Fallen. So it's really probably on only about 2 or 3 songs, but it's just enough to create a nice dynamic. So you're beat over the head like every 2 or 3 tracks, and then you get a little break, and then you get, you know, beat over the head for another 2 or 3 songs. We gotta have the chorus pop, we gotta have the hooks pop, and then when you're having like a middle 8, like if you think about all the great Ramones songs or all the great AC/DC songs, even like the Beatles, go back to like the earliest Beatles songs, they'll have that middle 8 section that's really cool. And I thought, why can't we do that in hardcore and metal? We changed the dynamic of the arrangements on a couple tunes. It's just enough where if you're a new fan, it's interesting, but if you're an old fan, it's not so different where you're like, what the fuck are they doing? You're going prog or whatever, you know? How do you try to like up the aggressiveness of the last album? You just try little things here and there. Like on AD, we simply just sped it up. We were like, why can't we go a little bit thrashier, a little bit faster? Yes, certain people like the D beat, kind of classic hardcore beat that we put on every record, but why can't we up the speed a little bit and maybe go a little more Testament, a little more Exodus as far as the BPMs, you know? And then we did it, and it just made the song tougher. If I had to choose another song on the record to talk about maybe like the meaning of the lyrics and the writing behind the music and stuff, I would choose Something's Off, because it's a very unique song for us. It's different from anything we've ever done. There's a lead in there, there's a little bit of like melodic vocals on the bridge. You just can't help but move when you hear it. Like I was so excited when I would leave the studio that I would go into the car and that was the first one that I would play, and I was like, yes, we did it again. And I remember having that same feeling like when we first recorded I Will Be Heard, or when we first recorded This Is Now or Destroy Everything. And that's the feeling you always want to recreate, that excitement of like when you're a kid again and you got the amp in your face and the bass is thudding you and the bass drum is hitting you and you just know that you can't control yourself. You get that charge.